Yeah, you know who I am. Let's talk about responsibility to your children. I'm willing to bet that 25% of the people watching this video right now are either separated or divorced and have children with their ex spouse. Let's talk about that for a little bit. It's never a pleasant thing. Hmm? You may have been cheating on her, she caught you. You may have come home early from work and found there was another man in your bed with her. But if you have children together, after the initial fury subsides, which sometimes takes a long time, but you better make it happen real quick for your kids that you got with her. You have a responsibility to them and to her. See, children, especially in a separation or divorce situation, see a little crack in there, okay? It's kind of like this, all right? You can't blame the kids for that, all right? They see the little crack, the mom and dad isn't getting along so well. And those kids, they move right in there in between that crack, all right? So what they do is they start playing one against the other. Oh, mom, can we do this? Yeah, that's fine. And then the dad says, no, I do. And the mom and dad aren't communicating, all right? So all of a sudden, these kids know which one to work for what, all right? Children are master manipulators. And that's not a bad thing. That's just a fact of life. They are master manipulators when it comes manipulating mom against dad or dad against mom, whatever. Well, I've been through it. My first wife and I married my first wife on July 21st, 1984. And she was the most beautiful creature you'd ever lay eyes on. And we had two boys and a girl together. The two boys are now gone. They passed away. That was hard. But they passed away as adults, 30, 31 years old. Well, that's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about after we were separated, I was living at one residence and she had the house that we lived in. Those kids would wreak havoc on her. Now, the daughter never did, but the two boys would. And as they got older and older and older, they when they would come to my house, they knew here's the rules, all right. And I'm a very, very loving father. I was then, I still am now. I never hit my kids. Didn't have to. I just looked at them and said, hey, that ain't going to fly. That's bullshit. You do that again, we're going to have a problem. And they knew I was serious as fuck. All right? They just knew. And they respected me. They didn't their mom, on the other hand, for a little while. And this is where you, as a single father, I feel it's important that you step in. Now, after my first wife and I had separated, a boyfriend moved in and all this stuff, and he was an alcoholic, and, you know, some bad things went on. And so, as a father, I don't think you could do this nowadays. This was back in the 80s. We're going to graduate to a cigarette. This guy was getting drunk and having fights with my ex-wife, and he was physically abusing my kids, not sexually abusing. Just doing nasty ass drunk shit. All right, my kids didn't deserve it, so I called him up one day. His name was Alan. He's dead now. He ended up shooting himself in the head. Unfortunate, you know, sober, the guy was a good guy, but he had like 3 or 4 kids with his first wife, had a good job at Kodak, and she took him to the cleaners, and he was just fucked. All right, so I don't know. I hope he's in heaven, but I had to deal with him. Don't do this nowadays. This was back in the 80s. So, you know, I hear rumors and this and that. My kids are coming over. Oh, Alan did this, Alan did that. So I called him up one day and I says, hey, man. Yeah, this is Paul. Oh, hey, Paul, how you doing? Not good. I'm hearing that you're poking my son in the head and holding him up against the wall and slam him up again. Here's a 4-year-old little boy that was quiet and didn't say a word, but he'd get upset with his mother and then take it out on my son. I said, so here's what I hear what's going on. Now, I made a couple phone calls. I work with a lot of Italian people. And as you might know, Italian people, they love their families. So I've talked to the right people, and I don't want any of this stuff to happen at all. But if I hear about this happening again, what's going to happen, I'm going to have 2 guys in black suits show up in a black limousine. They'll wait outside your door to get home from Kodak, and they'll break every bone in your body. He says, you're crazy. I said, no. I ain't living there, man. So, but if I hear this stuff again, that's what's going to happen to you, and it's going to be very bad. Now, nowadays, they'd just call the cops and, you know, they'd come up. But back then, you know, I was younger. I was in my 20s, you know. So that's what happened. And pretty soon he was gone. So my sons were getting older and more disrespectful. And so I told their mother, I said, look, I work 20 minutes away. If they give you a problem, If they're disrespectful, whatever, you call me and I'll talk to them. So I had a couple of chats with them on the phone, when they were disrespectful. In other words, I had my ex-wife's back. We were like this when it came to our kids. We were tight when it came to our kids. Because we both believed in the same ground rules, all right? And you as men that are watching this, all right, you may hate your ex-wife, but it's important that you formulate an agreement where you're bound together in raising them kids up in a correct manner. So if they're disrespecting her, I mean, you're gonna be a man. You're gonna demand respect in your home from your kids, but sometimes they don't always give it to the woman. So I talked to my kids a couple times. I heard you sass back to your mom. I don't want to get another call like this. Otherwise, we're gonna have a problem. That's what I told my boys. Then when they started getting a little bigger, I think one day one of them pushed her or something like that. I get a call. She's crying, this and that. She's dating a bunch of other guys and all that stuff. It's not their job to do my job. My job is to deal with my kids with their mother. So, fortunately, I work for a good Italian guy. Hey, I got a family problem here. I got to go for about an hour. What's going on? My kids are disrespecting their mother. He's like, oh, go. I love Italian, guys like that, employers. They understand family. Okay? They would never disrespect their mother. So I show up there. I get the two boys in the other room. We're sitting at the table. Their mom's standing at the kitchen sink. I says, look at that woman. She works her ass off. She makes your meals. She does this. She does your laundry. Blah, 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 blah. How could you disrespect her like that? And you, how could you push your mother? How could you push your own mother? If I ever get another phone call like this, I will come over and I will make it rain here. This might not be my house, but your mom and I are connected when it comes to you boys. I will come home, I will make it rain here, and if you push your mom again, I'm going to take you out back and I'm going to beat your ass. Now, the reality of it is, I wouldn't beat his ass, but I had to freaking come down hard. I mean, I love my boy. Wouldn't have beat his ass. I would have taken him out back, maybe pushed him around, tripped him up a couple times or whatever. It's important that no matter what you got going on with your woman, if you got kids with her, you stick together, you get an agreement, and you support each other in raising them kids right. And you let them kids know, all right? You're in contact, all right? Now, we didn't have cell phones back then, all right? So there was a phone call. Emergency phone call, Paul, on line 1. Great, what the fuck is this? All right, now, your ex-wife can just text you and say, here's what's going on. Yeah, fucking leave work. Grow some balls. Leave work, have an agreement with your wife that you're going to stick together and you're going to go over and talk to them kids and say, look, you're going to listen, you're going to respect your mother. No matter what your mother and I have going on, all right, that might not be good. We still both love you, and we're sticking together on this, And once those kids see that you guys are united, you might not be united as man and woman anymore, but you're united as parents, all right? Once they see that, they realize that, oh, fuck, you know, if I mean, the kids will still try to push it as much as they can with their mom, but they know that they can only push it too much. Otherwise, mom's just going to text your ass and you're going to be right over there. And you better give them damn good talking to, man. That's your job as men. Forget about all the bullshit, the separation, the divorce. She's taking half your pension, all of that shit. She's got a boyfriend living in the house, or she has like freaking multiple men coming up. Forget about all that shit. Fucking grow some balls, be a man. Focus on your kids. And they're going to be better for it. And, you know, your wife is going to respect, she'll respect you for that. It may even get your marriage back together because maybe that's where you went wrong in the first place. Maybe not. I don't know. I found that worked real good. First time I went over there, man, I got called over from work. I just told the boys, you did this, right? Don't lie to me. I'll kick your ass right now. And I acted upset, you know, but I love my boys. I've never hurt them, you know. And you did this. How could you do that? And then I looked at my ex-wife and I said, look, the next time they pull any of this shit, I want to hear about it. And if I got to leave work and I got to come here, all right, I don't own this house. But boys, I promise you, I will make it fucking rain here. I'll make it rain. I will make your day so bad. I will make your week, your month, your year so bad that you will never, ever want to disrespect your mother again. That's what you do. Kids don't want to hear, you know, you complain about their mother. Be a grown-ass man. They don't want to hear, oh, yeah, your mom's screwing around, your mom's doing this, your mom. They don't want to hear it. It's just like, ah. And you're hurting your kids if you do that. I know because I did it before. Just have some big balls, be a big man. You're a pipe smoker. I know you can do it. And you get respect. I'll tell you what, that woman will show you respect. But you got to have a woman that she wants you to do that. Otherwise, you're fucked. Meaning, if she calls you up, because this can happen too. She may call you up, so Bobby's doing this, and blah, 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 blah. All right, I'll be right over there. And you go over, you go to put your foot down, and all of a sudden, she's got his back. Oh, you're being hard on him, you know. Oh, you're being mean. Then you're fucked. And that's when you step away and you have a little chat with her and say, look, if they're going to disrespect you, do you want me to be there to have your back or not? Because you didn't have my back today when you called me and complained. So if that's the way it's going to be, I can't help you. You're on your own. And once you put it that way, it's going to go one or two ways. You're either going to say, all right, okay, I got you. All right, good. The next time we come over, let's work together. If I threaten the kids or whatever, or blah, 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 or ground them, you back me up because I'm backing you up. I'm there. Took time off of work. That's the way it rolls. And that's what I had with my first wife. Anyways, just a little tidbit that maybe somebody needed to hear. Paul the Pipe Guy over and out.